Good night, dear students. Today we are discussing about Pharmaceutics, Chapter 5 for UPSC Drug Inspector and Water Policy Pharmacist Officer Examination 2026. Let us discuss the topic of pharmaceutics, but I will say that those who were not like, share and subscribe my YouTube channels, kindly like, share and subscribe so that I will arriving new videos for you. So let's get started. Question number 1: which of the following is a characteristics of pharmaceutical solution? Which of the following is a characteristic of pharmaceutical solution? Option A: it is a suspension of solid particles in a liquid. Option B: it contains two immiscible liquids. Option C: it is a clear homogeneous mixture of solute and solvent. Option D: it requires shaking before use. Which of the following is a characteristic of a pharmaceutical solution? Option number C, that is, it is clear homogeneous mixture of solute and solvent. Let's go to question number 2. Which of the following is true about syrups? Option A, they contains a high concentration of alcohol. Option B, they are sugar-based viscous liquids. Option C, they are primarily oil-based preparations. Option D, they are water-insoluble formulations. So the right answer of this question number 2 is the option B, they are sugar-based viscous liquids. Let's go to question number 3. An elixir is best described as a option A, concentrated aqueous solution of sugar. Option B, alcoholic solution used for oral administration. Option C, water immiscible emulsion. Option D, suspension of finely divided drug particles. Option A, concentrated aqueous solution of sugar. Option B, alcoholic solution for oral administration. Option C, that is right answer of this question number 3 is option B, alcoholic solution used for oral administration. Let's go to question number 4. Which of the following is a common preservative and used in syrups? Which is the following common preservative used in syrup? That is option A, glycerin. Option B, ethanol. Option C, sodium benzoate. Option D, propylene glycol. So right answer of this question number 4 is option C, that is sodium benzoate. The next question is question number 5. Which type of liquid oral preparation contain two immiscible liquids? That is emulsion. What is the purpose of suspending? What is the purpose of suspending agents in suspensions? To act as a solvent. Option B, to increase viscosity and prevent sedimentation. Option C, to improve taste. Option D, to act as a preservative. So the right answer of this question number 6 is option B, to increase viscosity and prevent sedimentation. So the right answer for the question is option B. Let's go to question number 7. Which liquid oral preparation require reconstitution with water before use? Which liquid oral preparation require reconstitution with water before use? That is option A, syrup. Option B, elixir. Option C, dry powder for reconstitution. Option D, suspension. So the right answer for the question number 7 is option C, dry powder for reconstitution. Let's go to question number 8. What is the key disadvantages of pharmaceutical emulsion? Option A, they are difficult to manufacture. Option B, they have poor taste. Option C, they can separate over time. Option D, they are too viscous for oral administration. That is, so the right answer for the question number 8 is option C, that is, they can separate over time. Let's go to question number 9. Which of the following is an example of a solvent used in elixirs? Which can be following example of a solvent in elixirs? Solvent in elixir, that is alcohol, alcoholic solution. Elixir is alcoholic solution, sugar with added sugar. So the question number, let's go to question number 10. Which of the following is a quality control test for suspensions? And that is sedimentation rate. Sedimentation rate. Quality control test for suspension, that is sedimentation rate. Next go to next question. In a dry powder for reconstitution, why is the drug stored in a dry form? In a dry powder for reconstitution, why is the drug stored in a dry form? To improve taste, to extend the shelf life of the product, to increase the viscosity of the solution. Option D, to prevent sedimentation. In a dry powder for reconstitution, why is the drug stored in a dry form? To improve taste, to extend the shelf life of the product, to increase the viscosity of the solution, to prevent sedimentation. That is option B, to extend the shelf life of the product. That is option B, to extend the shelf life of the product. Next go to question number 12. Which of the following is not a component of syrups? Which of the following is not a component of syrups? That is option B, alcohol. That is option B, alcohol. Which of the following is not a component of syrups? That is option number B, that is alcohol. Which of the following is not a component of syrup? That is alcohol. That go to question number 13. What is the main role of alcohol in elixir? What is the main role of alcohol in elixir? To improve taste, to act as a preservative and solvent, to increase viscosity, to prevent sedimentation. Alcohol to preservative, to act as a preservative and solvent. Next go to question number 14. An emulsion can be classified either water in oil or oil in water, aqueous or non-aqueous. That is option A directly question. Oil in water or water in oil. Which of the following is a characteristic of a pharmaceutical suspension? It is a solution of solid particle in water. It requires reconstitution with alcohol before use. It requires sucking before use of ensure uniformity. It is a mixture of oil and water. So the right answer of this question is option C, that it requires sucking before use entire uniformity, to ensure uniformity. That is question number 16. What is the primary vehicle used in pharmaceutical syrup? Option A, water. Option B, alcohol. What is the primary vehicle used in pharmaceutical syrup? That is water. Let's go to next point, that is question number 17. In a dry powder for reconstitution, what happens after adding water? The powder dissolves into a solution. The powder dissolves to form a solution. The powder forms a suspension. The powder forms an emulsion. The powder separates into two phases. Option number B, the powder forms a suspension, not a solution or not a emulsion. It is forms a suspension. So let's go to question number 8. Which of the following is a key advantage of suspension? They are easier to swallow than solid dosage form. They have long stability compared to, they have a longer stability as compared to other dosage form. They do not require any preservatives. Option D, they are always homogeneous. So the option A is the right answer of this question 18. They are easier to swallow than solid dosage form. Let's go to question number 19. Which type of preparation is ideal for drugs that are unstable in solution form? Which type of preparation is ideal for drugs that are unstable in solution form? That is option C, dry powder for reconstitution. Which type of preparation is ideal for drugs that are unstable in solution form? Dry powder for reconstitution. Let's go to option question number 20. Which of the following is commonly used to sweeten syrups? Sorbitol is the right answer. Let's discuss the question number 21. The primary disadvantage of an elixir is its high viscosity, high sugar content, alcohol content, which may be unsuitable for certain patients. Option D, need for reconstitution before use. The primary disadvantage of an elixir of its option C, alcohol content, which may be unsuitable for certain patients. Let's go to question number 22. Which of the following is a characteristic of a stable emulsion? Which of the following is a characteristic of stable emulsion? That is option A. It does not separate into layers over time. It does not separate into layers over time. Let's go to next point. What is a common disadvantage of syrups? What is a disadvantage of syrups? That is option A. They are not suitable for patients. They are not suitable for patients. Let's go to next point, question number 24. The common disadvantage of syrup, they are not suitable for patients with the diabetes. Stable emulsion characteristics. Question number 22. The answer is it does not separate into layers over time. So the question number 24. Which liquid oral preparation can improve the viability of a poorly water soluble drugs? That is question number 24. The right answer of this solution is emulsion. Which liquid oral preparation can improve viability of poor water soluble drugs? That is emulsion. Which liquid oral preparation can improve the viability of poorly water soluble drugs? That is emulsion. Which test is performed to evaluate the sedimentation rate of suspension? Which test is performed to evaluate the sedimentation rate of suspension? Disintegration test, sedimentation volume test, pH test, uniformity of process test. That is option number B, sedimentation volume test. Which of the following statement is true about emulsion? They contain dissolved solid particles. They are clear and homogeneous. They consist of two immiscible liquids. The right answer of this question is option C. A common issue with suspension is option number A, the separation of drug from the vehicle, the rapid disintegration of the particle, the inability of suspended particle, the presence of alcohol. A common issue of suspension is the separation of drug from the vehicle. Let's go to this question number 28. Why are dry powders for reconstitution often preferred for pediatric use? Why are dry powders for reconstitution often preferred for pediatric use? Option B, they are easier to store and they have longer shelf life before reconstitution. They are easier to store and have a longer shelf life before reconstitution. Why are dry powders for reconstitution often preferred for pediatric use? They are easier to store and have a longer shelf life before reconstitution. Let's go to question number 29. Which liquid preparation can offer extended shelf life after reconstitution? Syrup, elixir, suspension, dry powder for reconstitution. That is option D, dry powder for reconstitution. The last question of this topic is question number 30. Which of the following is not an advantage of liquid oral preparations? They are easy to administer to children and the elderly. Option B, they provide accurate dosing for highly potent drugs. They have a rapid onset of action. They are easily manufactured as compared to solid dosage form. Which is not an advantage of liquid preparation? That is option B, they provide accurate dosing for highly potent drugs. Accurate dosing for highly potent drugs. So